Hi, Rick. Thanks for watching. This is a quick look at how Google views and ranks your website in the search results. So by knowing how the program works, you can use it to your advantage to increase the traffic to your site by getting it to the first page so that way you're the first click and the first call when anybody's searching for services in your area. So I found a couple different websites, but I went with the one that's in the map pack here. Um, It's really easy to navigate with all the drop downs. We've got some pictures. It looks like actual work that you've done, not just stock file photos. The only issue that I'm having a problem with right now is the lack of text or content on the page. The reason being is that Google is going to use two different factors to rank this website in search results. The first is the content. So what it's going to do is it's going to come in here and count all the words on the page. Now it's looking for a minimum of about 1,000 to 1,500 words. Is it assumes that the more content or the more information you have on the page, the more of an expert you are in your field. So while it's counting all the words, it's looking for keywords, which would be anything that somebody would type into Google search, which is usually going to be a service that you provide and then the area you provide it in. Now, this is where the number of words comes into play because you're only allowed to have one keyword for every 100 to 150 words on the page. So for instance, you've got all these cities listed, but unfortunately, Google is not going to recognize these as a keyword because they don't fit in what we call organically. They're not in a sentence, sprinkled on a paragraph, or anything like that. It's just a list, and you don't have enough words on the page to accept all these keywords. Now, the second way that Google is going to rank this site is based on its authority. Now, that's basically a popularity contest. And the way it determines this is through two different factors. Again, one is called a citation. So that is any time that the business name, address, and phone number are listed in an online directory, such as Yelp, Yellow Pages, or Better Business Bureau. These directories are usually free. It just takes some time to find them, register, and then input all the information. You just want to make sure you're inputting it exactly as it's shown in Google so that there's no confusion. The second way that to build authority on a website is through what's called a backlink. Now, that is something like a website that refers back to your website that Google uses like an endorsement to build trust by others vouching for you. So it's similar to like a customer review. If you had 1 or 10 or 100 customer reviews, people would think pretty highly of your business. Google is doing the same thing except with other websites. So to show you how this works to determine your website ranking, if we go back to our search result, the first thing that comes up is what's called the map pack. You're showing up in it, which is pretty common since this is your home area. What you can do in order to increase this, if you want to get up a little bit higher, just making sure that you have everything filled out in your Google business profile. You can actually do that right through the Maps app on a smartphone. You want to make sure you're adding photos to your profile that are geotagged inside your area, getting those customer reviews, and then to get higher up on the list, you want to get listed in as many of those directories, get as many of those citations as possible, so you can try to outrank the people in here. Now below that is what we call the organic search results. This is where the authority comes into play. So the more trust that Google has in your website, the higher up in this list that you're going to rank. So even though you're second in the map pack, unfortunately, you're not showing up in the organic search results, so people are missing you. Now, to demonstrate how this works, I put your website into this tool that I use, and it basically just shows me everything that Google sees when it crawls your site for both the content and then also the authority that your website is bringing. So to increase this authority, we want to get more of those links, more of those websites that refer back to you. So for instance, if there was a news article written about the top 10 roofers in, say, Haverhill, Mass, or Boston area, and in that article there was a link that the reader could click and it would link back to your website, that would be considered one backlink from one referring domain. Just to give you a comparison, if we go to the top results in search results for the top businesses that are showing up, they have 305 websites that refer back to them, and they have 123. And you can see the amount of content that they have on their page that they're being found for as well. Like I said, there was a second website. I didn't know which one you were using, but like I said, this one is the one that comes off the Google Maps, so I went with this for you. Now, it's not just a matter of the quantity of these links, it's also a big thing to do with quality. So for instance, if you had a site like Pizza Hut linking back to your website, Google understands that you're a roofing contractor, you're not making pizzas, so that link won't add any kind of authority to you. Now, if we go in and look at the keywords that are being found on your site, you can see all the searches that people are putting into Google, and then it also shows you the volume, how many times per month they're being searched for. And then also shows you at what position, what number in Google search you're ranking for that keyword. So what we would want to do here is we do some research to find all the highest volume keywords and make sure that those are going to be appearing on your site so you can be searched for them. So for instance, I don't know if Manchester, New Hampshire is your area or not, but 150 people are searching per month for that service. If you were on the first page, not the fifth or sixth page, 150 people would see your website, and let's be real conservative here and say only 10% of those actually click into your website and give you a call. So you're getting 15 calls per month about roofing. And then let's be even more conservative and say only a third of those actually turn into jobs that you're getting done. So now you've got 5 new roofs being put on in Manchester per month because you ranked on the top page for this particular keyword. Now, if we try to do that for as many high volume keywords as possible, I don't know what the profit margin is, but you can obviously see the kind of revenue that the website can bring to you by being ranked, so that way you're the one getting those clicks and those calls for all the highest volume keywords. Now, I hope this information was helpful and allows you to scale your website so you can get onto the first page of Google. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or if you would like some further details of anything that I went over. Also, we could talk about your goals, and I can do some research to find out what it would take to reach those. I do always love getting feedback as well to find out if this information was useful for you, so please let me know your thoughts. Thank you, and I look forward to speaking with you.